I have some news. Some really, really bad news. Well, bad news at least for me, because yesterday I received an email from Pure, who is the manufacturer for most of the radio sets that I have in the household. And much to my disappointment, I received notification that one key feature on at least 3 of the devices I have in the house is about to be discontinued. What am I talking about here? I'm talking about the Flow platform, which is basically a directory of internet radio stations, and gives the radio the capabilities to connect and listen to your favourite internet radio station, so long as the station's listed there, of course. So I've got a bit of a problem now in the fact that one of the main radios that I have is this Evoke Flow, and this radio set now, basically from May the 9th, will pretty much become obsolete, and will only really have the capabilities now to listen to DAB plus radio on it there. So it's not totally going for the bin, but I'm saddened now to see that, as from a couple of weeks' time, that I'm not able to tune into internet radio on these things. But looking at the back of the devices, they do have the option to do an auxiliary input as well. So, I could still, in theory, plug my phone into it via, the 3.5 millimeter audio jack there, and still have the capabilities to listen to, radio, internet radio through that way, as if it was a Bluetooth speaker. However, I'm now in a situation where I'm thinking, what do I really do now with these radios? Now, I've had this particular radio for well over 10 years now, I think, thereabouts, and it has served me well. A couple of years ago the display went on it, but that is a known issue for this particular product, and I have repaired these myself, just basically by spending £45 to get a replacement screen, and you just open it up and replace the screen and put it back in together again, and it's working. And as you can see, you can tell I've repaired this one because if you look closely, you can see that I've got green buttons and a white screen. So that just proves that I have replaced the display in that. But however, the radio is still working and still sounds great. So I read with disappointment on Radio Today about this also. So they've clearly now cottoned on to the story, and probably also have received the same email from Pure as well. So looking at this story today, so the Flow radio software platform, which was introduced by Pure a good 10 years or so ago, is now coming to an end. So there are 10 affected radio models here, all of which obviously are within the Evoke and Sensia range. The Flow, which is what I've got here, basically connects to a cloud-based data system, and what that does is basically just allows the radio to connect to a database in effect, and just hook onto that and tune into your favorite radio station from around the world. Yeah, that's what it is basically. But the internet radio landscape, of course, in that time has evolved, I will admit, including DAB. Where are we now? Here in the UK, we are now DAB plus, but rather than DAB. Well, of course, we are still running DAB, but eventually, I think you find everything is going down the DAB plus route. And of course, we still have FM radio as well, which this radio still has, and it works. So I still got the capabilities to tune into my local stations via FM if I so wish to do so. But the disappointing thing about this is the date. So literally Pure have given us 2 weeks notice on this one. So as of May the 9th, 2023, the Flow service on these radios will no longer be working. So even if you attempted to, via the menu, go in and attempt to tune into your favourite radio station, it will no longer work. So the older models here affected are the Avanti Flow, the Contour, Evoke 4, the Evoke Flow, which is what I've got, the Oasis Flow, One Flow, and the Sensia 200D model. Now, I know a few people that actually have a Sensia, and they use it as an alarm clock. You know, it's there. They can listen to their favourite radio station via the internet on that device there, so they can wake up to their favourite station. You know, they might want to wake up to the Drive Time show in Australia, even though it's breakfast here in the UK. But one thing to note that of this is that there are some models that won't be affected by the closure of this, and this includes the Evoke F3, the Evoke C F6, the Elan IR3, and the Elan IR5. Now, Pure, you know, I know they've given us short notice on this one, but at least they've given us the capabilities and the option to upgrade our models to a better model, a newer model, and at a discounted rate. So they're not offering to basically, you know, recycle these, you know, send them back and we'll send you a new radio. Oh no, they're not going to do that. But instead, they are offering owners of these radios a £30 discount. So if you bought a, you know, £250 radio, then you're only going to get that for, you know, £219 basically. However, when I got this radio, originally it was given to me as a gift, but then, you know, I bought another one on top of that one, and it was well over £100. But think of the capabilities that you've got in these radios. It does an awful lot. FM, you know, it's got an auxiliary input, speaker output as well. Oh yes, and that's another thing as well. I've spent money on accessories for this thing, be it remotes and external speakers. Yeah, this baby has lasted me well. But yeah, so Pure are going to offer us the chance to basically move across to, you know, a better model. So that brings me on next to the announcement by Pure, and this is what they're saying about the shutoff on their website. This was posted on the 26th of April 2023, and it explains about the shutdown of the service. So why are they doing it? Basically, why is it happening? Well, you know, significant enhancements over the years, I get that. Fewer new formats as well, such as podcasts as well as HLS, whatever that may be. But basically, the streaming technology now has changed. So no longer really are radio stations broadcasting, you know, a standard MP3 format. They're using AAC Plus or FLAC, for example. So those formats, some of these devices just don't support. So rather than Pure, you know, and the developers go and try to, you know, develop the software to make these things backwards compatible, they're just going to ditch the service because it's going to cost them too much money. And that, you know, I fully understand. But the one thing that frustrates me is that in today's technology, you spend vast amounts of your, you know, disposable cash on products such as this, only to find, you know, in 5-10 years from now that it becomes obsolete. The same with your desktop computer. You know, I, for example, have got a really good computer here. I bought it second-hand, and I bought some used parts, etc. in there. But basically, if you added all those parts together, you know, I've shelled out nearly, you know, 600 quid, basically, if I was buying this product, you know, second-hand off the market today. But brand new, that thing probably would have cost me about £2,000. I don't know. But either way, you know, it sets an example here, doesn't it? You know, whatever you buy today is going to be obsolete in 5 to 10 years from now. Even the technology I'm talking to you here on now, you know, via this webcam, via the platform that you're watching me on right now, is that going to be here in 10 years' time? Who knows? But anyway, so we spoke about the radios that that will be affected here. The shutdown, however, so Pure are saying, won't change the habit of a lifetime to, you know, current Pure customers, since most functionalities on these devices still work. So what they're referring to on my one in particular, yeah, you can still listen to FM, yeah, you can still listen to DAB and DAB+. and the opportunity for me to plug in an external audio source on there. But it's not Bluetooth. It's not. It's not like today's technology. So there's only really 3 key features out of these radios now that I've got in the house that really I'm going to benefit from. So my question is, are these destined now for, the dustbin? Do I take them down to my recycling centre and literally just, say goodbye to them for good? Well, the answer to that simply is not yet. So even though I'm going to lose the capabilities to listen to internet radio on these, I've still got the chance to have it as a radio in the spare room that I can just quickly tune into a DAB plus station or an FM station. So I'm not totally at a loss here. So again, we spoke about earlier on compensation. So Pure basically are saying that you can recycle your old radios, but you can only recycle it in the sense that repurpose, reuse it as a DAB FM radio. That's basically what they're asking you to do before you decide to totally get rid of it. But if it is destined for the dustbin, then obviously you've got the capabilities to take it down to your local recycling centre. Now, my local recycling centre are great, but obviously I still have to book in advance to take this sort of stuff to them. But this is such a small device. I've got to take quite a few of them down to the dustbin, down to my recycling centre. And really, I would rather, donate these to charity. It hasn't got full functionality on there, but the charity people would love to have a nice looking radio like this, and just have it as a spare radio in their kitchen, bathroom, wherever. But yeah, I'm disappointed by this news. There's not much more I can say of that. Thank you very much, Pure, for allowing me to enjoy years and years and years of great entertainment out of this radio, including listening to podcasts as well. But I am sad to see your service go, like much I was when you discontinued the Connect service you did about 10 years or so ago. But thank you very much. I appreciate you letting us know 2 weeks in advance. Bit short notice, I know. However, if you take a look at the new range of products available to you on the Pure website, for example, I recently invested in the stereo version of the new Elan Connect radio, so that's now in the kitchen. So now I've got the capabilities for the kids to obviously hook it up to their phones and listen to their Spotify playlist or whatever via Bluetooth, so they can do that as well. So it's got Bluetooth, it's got FM, it's got DAB+, and it's also got internet radio on there. But in terms of the connection, it doesn't use the Flow service. It uses, I think, one of the Frontier services out there. But basically, it's now in a position where that radio will last me a while yet. Because it connects to services that other manufacturers also use as well, including Roberts Radio. So that's good to know. So at least they're sharing the same technologies now that enables you to connect these devices up to. But Pure is a known and trusted brand with me. They were the first company to introduce DAB products here to the UK, and I've been a lover of their products ever since day one. And in fact, they've been very good to me in sending me, review radios as well. Many years ago, when I ran the UK DAB.info website. Yes, that was me that hosted and edited for that website there. So they've been very good indeed. So, the products now, I will say, are a little bit out of my price range, but the products are still good. They really are still good. And if I compared it to a Bose, I'll probably say, Pure, you're still sounding great even today. So there we go. So they're offering you the chance to have £30 off of a radio as well. I would do check out the what they're saying here in this this blog listing here. I will have a link in the description below. But yeah, I'm really sad to see it go. So bad news for me, good news for some, because it's an obsolete radio they can basically just get rid of now. But these are still beautiful looking radios, and so long as you've looked after them well, the way that I have done with this one here, and that they will go on lasting you for some time yet. In fact, I even at some point a couple of years back bought a couple of the same device actually for about £15 off of eBay, and then I repaired their displays. Still got them here. I haven't sold them on yet, but yeah, they're still working. But yeah, so if you own one of these radios today, just thought I'd let you know, bad news, basically. But you've got the chance now to sign up and get one of the newer products at a reduced rate as well. So do take them up on that offer. Don't forget to like and follow us, and hope indeed that you are still following us and enjoying the great content that I'm pushing out here. Don't forget the website over there at digitalrobin.net. There I share hints and tips in the world of Linux, and as well some tech tips as well that I obviously like to share with you along the line. There's also our Discord server as well. You'll find a link in the description as well below. You can follow me at RobinJust on Twitter. I'm out there as well on Mastodon. I'm not sure what the link is, so I'm sure you can find me. Yeah, I'm everywhere basically. But thank you very much indeed for allowing me to just share this bit of bad news with you here today. And I just hope indeed I can still get many more months and years of great listening out of these products here. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll catch you again soon in the next video.